Hello YouTube and welcome back to Dirt Rally. Now first we have to apologize for last week. We did have a video up, but for some reason after about 10 minutes that video started lagging and jittering quite a lot, so we couldn't really upload that or show you that. But for some reason this is telling me all about the Pikes Peak. We've done that. This is not the Pikes Peak update. This is actually version 0.4.5. And I hope the Germany one's coming soon, which should be, I'm guessing, 0.5. But this is the force feedback update. So let's just have a quick look at the controls. And I'm going to set up the force feedback. Yep, all this is fine as it is. I'm going to switch on soft lock now. Now soft lock is something similar to what Assetto Corsa has. So, okay, I don't want to touch that. Soft lock is something very similar to what Assetto Corsa has. So that means that the lock of the car, of each car, will be, I suppose you'd say, would be identical to what the lock is on your steering wheel, if it can match it. What it does mean is that you're not going to have a hard edge. So when you get to 900 degrees on the G27, you feel that you can't turn it anymore. When you get to, say, 500 degrees in this car, for the Stratos or whatever it is, you're not going to get a hard lock. So you need to be aware of that. You will still be able to keep turning, but there'll be more resistance, and it's not going to do anything for your, for your system. So I'm also going to do this, calibrate steering. So turn the steering full lock to full lock either direction. So let's go full lock in that direction and full lock that direction. Continue. Hold the steering wheel at 90 degrees position in each direction. Okay, so that's the thing. So I'll do that, I suppose. Depress the pedals as far as possible. See if I can press all of them. There we go. Test your calibration. Yeah, that looks about right. I've got full 900 degrees of rotation. Cool. Okay, so there's this new calibration utilities as well. Load save device configuration, that's fine. Now, my steering and everything is fine, so that's just basically that calibration right there, so you can see that at the bottom. I shall go back, and I shall go to vibration and feedback. Now, this is different. This is not what we used to have. So, I'm going to put these down to 90. Because I have also popped in a mod. So I've popped in the Nerve force feedback mod, which apparently is really, really good. So we'll have to have a look at how that is. And it just gives you that little bit extra. And these are the recommended settings for it. Soft lock I'm leaving at 100%. Everything else should be absolutely fine. Is there anything else that I need to check? Advanced wheel settings, no, we've just been in there. Okay, I think we're good. So now there's no more of that stuff about wheel weight or any of that. What I've also done is I've got the entire HUD off. Now this is what I wanted to show last episode, just to see if it would make a difference, see if it would be any better. So the way I'm going to do this, as my laptop's going crazy trying to run this for some reason today, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to continue the career, and I'm currently in second position. I'm in second or third. No, I'm in second position. I'm fairly sure about that. I'll have to have a look. And I've got a few people in here. We've got the crew chief. We've got Gillian Anderson, Miyagi. Can I call him Miyagi? But then it's Mr. Miyagi and Mary Kate Olsen. But I'm going to go into the championships, and I'm going to continue. Current position. There we go. Third. I'm going to continue. Resume. And what I'm going to do is I will sort of hand it over to future me, who will talk through the rally stage while I stay completely quiet and focus on what's actually going on. Then I'll come back to past me and talk about how the rally stage went before moving on to the next stage, so on and so forth. And I'm really, really confused as to why my laptop's going so crazy. So let's have a look at this force feedback and how everything works, and let's see if this no HUD thing actually happens this time. Setup for the vehicle. Advanced setup is now available for all components on this vehicle. Cool. I really don't know much of what I want to do to this car, to be honest. I want to leave it quite firm. In fact, let's just leave it as it is and just manage. So I should be handing it over to future me in, and I hope this works, I really hope this works. Hand it over to future me in 3, 2, 1, bye. And hello, this is future me. Now, future me actually has his laptop running on really loud power, so it's going to probably sound a little bit more static in the background. But yeah, so future me, reason I've done this is so that I can actually focus on the HUD and the co-driver, or I did focus on the HUD and the co-driver while I was at this. And I'll also talk about what's going on in the actual stage. So as I'm going through this, by about this time I started realizing, hang on, something just doesn't feel right. And what was it? I wasn't too sure. So I thought, oh, maybe it's just me having to get used to the steering wheel. And I am going to say this, past me said this quite a few times. One thing that happened is, you can see I'm stuck right here. Now, I'm trying to get out of this, and I thought, well, okay, I should be able to get out, but I ended up having to recover, which I wasn't too happy about. But that's okay, that's going to happen. So we've got the force feedback mod, and I had to admit, at that point, I was not very happy with it, because I didn't know what was going on. Everything seemed too dull in the sense I couldn't really turn the car. So I'm really having difficulty turning the car right here. But I thought I probably need to get used to it. I wasn't actually paying attention to the steering wheel, and I wasn't paying attention to my inputs. I was just trying to get the car turning in that right direction, and that wasn't happening as I wanted it to. Hence, I was getting stuck like this. Now you can see here, I'm clearly stuck. There's no option for me to reset. I tried first, I tried reverse. There you go, I'm in reverse now, I'm still stuck. Then the option comes for me to recover. So I lost a lot of time there. And I think that was sort of reminiscent for the first 2 stages. After the first 2 stages, this is what I was looking at. And I thought, hang on, something's not right. And you'll see that in 2 stages time, I'm going to make an adjustment. And there I think I just hit the mic. I didn't even notice that I knocked the mic like that. But you can see I'm really struggling here. I'm just ploughing straight into trees and off the track and not really being able to control the car. And it was really, really annoying and really frustrating, because I was hoping that this would sort of help me improve my driving and allow me to, well, win stages, or at least be consistently top 4, top 3 on the stages and get used to it. I didn't expect to come into it straight away while I go and take out all those ribbons and then go off track. I wasn't expecting it to be straight away that I came top 3 or even 1, because I know I'd have to get used to it. But this really felt slow. So yeah, not really the ideal start to this video. On the plus side, at least we got that Alitalia livery working, which I think I forgot to mention. So I'm mentioning it now, and I think past me will mention it as well during one of the races. And I got really close to those logs over there. I didn't realize that I was that close while I was driving. When you're watching this back, you tend to see things slightly differently. So, oh, I remember that. I thought I was going to go straight over, but apparently that's now some sort of solid metal fence. Which I'm glad, because I wouldn't want to go down in that field. But you can hear that I've still got the rumble. The rumble's still there, and you can hear me clunking through the gears. I'm going to leave all of that in, because it shouldn't be too bad to leave that in while I'm talking over it. It makes it sound like I'm actually talking while I'm driving. Oh, there you go. That was like one of the effects, and I can see the co-driver's notes. So we're coming up to the end of the level here anyway, so I will let you enjoy the last minute or so of this, or not enjoy it, as past me is about to say at the end of the level, and I will be back at the start of the next level. Okay, I'll be quite honest. I did not like that. And nothing feels right there right now. I came 11th, and I'm not surprised. That really felt wrong. I'm gonna put my volume up as well. But that really felt wrong. I'm not going to get in the top 3 this time. But let's have a look. I'm presuming that future me will be complaining at this point, saying, well, nothing was going right and whatnot, and it really didn't. The force feedback just felt a little bit odd. Maybe I'm not used to it. Maybe I'm just not used to that kind of force feedback. I mean, you could feel more in the road, a lot more, but I don't know. Let's see. Maybe it just takes a couple of getting used to. Let's go again.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So as you can hear, past me wasn't very happy with that, and I still hadn't realised what was going on. But as I come through the next few corners, I sort of figure out that, hold on, I think I know what's going on. So once I've come through this, I'll go through the water splash, and again, I really love the water effects in this. So I'll come over this, and I've just realised as I come into this right-hander here, so I've got a right one tightens. So as I've come around here, and I've just realised, hold on a minute, I think I know what's wrong. And I believed it was the soft lock that is causing these issues. It wasn't the feedback. The feedback is really good. I could feel things in the road, and I could feel the bumps, I could feel the gravel, and it was really interesting that when I was going slowly, the force feedback was different to when I was actually going fast, just like it should be. But I started to realise at this point, because I started looking at my steering wheel and the steering wheel in the game, and looking at them and thinking, hold on, these aren't corresponding. Something's definitely not right here. And then I started going, like I said, started going all over the place, trying to get it first. Yeah, I think I was shifted to second. Yeah, I shifted to second here, even while I'm completely off the track. But it was at that point that I started to realise that it's not right, because I cannot turn the wheel the way I used to. I would have to turn a lot more than the actual wheel in the game. So I thought, okay, at the end of this stage I'm going to have to make a change, which is exactly what I then went to do.
Press right 6 into turn left 3 times the 2 past junction.
At this point I was also starting to get very frustrated that I was not able to really turn the wheel as much and get it going, because it was, well, for starters, it was making me look like a really bad driver. And I'm not that bad a driver. Okay, I'm not brilliant at this simulator, but I'm getting there. But this was like reverting back to episode 1, never having played a rally game, which is obviously not the case. I do quite enjoy the Welsh Rally stages though.
Right 4 long.
See, as you can see, I just could not counter steer. It was very difficult to counter steer that. But I was getting along, about halfway through here. I kind of wanted to know my split times, but I wanted to try this without the HUD. And again, I did this last time as well. I get the wrong junction. I go for the first left, not the second left, which I'm supposed to go for the second left. I have to remember that for next time.
Left 2. And right 6 into left 6. Into right 3 long. Into turn left 3 half long crest. Jump maybe. Into right 460.
But I was starting to get used to it just a little bit, very slowly. And while I was getting used to it, I started realizing that maybe it's not so bad after all. However, that was until I came up to a corner like this, and I went in the completely wrong direction, and then turning the car around was just not. It was just so difficult. As you can see there, I'm just gone. I just couldn't turn the car around. Then I had the problem with getting into gear, although that one was completely my fault. I let off the clutch very quickly, and I really shouldn't have.
Into right 5 long 100. Right 1.1.
Oh, and I think this is the one where he stops giving me instructions, not the previous one. I wasn't listening. Ow. There goes the glass.
Into right 3. Into left 2 long, opens 100. Care locks, right 5, 80 through dip. Right 3 over press.
Actually, no.
Keep left over press.
I can't remember which one it was. No, this one goes up to finish, doesn't it now?
Left 6 long over press.
I think.
Into care right 4 long. Don't cut logs inside.
Yeah, this is the finisher, it's not this one.
To finish.
Okay, I think I know what's wrong here. It seems to me that the steering wheel, whatever this soft lock is, it's not working. And the soft lock really is not working here. So, I'm going to have to see what I can do. I'm in 8th position right now, so I'm going to continue. And then I'm going to quit out. I'm going to quit out, bring my steering lock back down, and I'm going to switch the soft lock off, because the soft lock really isn't working. So let's quickly do that. So save and exit to menus. Yes, let's save and quit, and I'll be right back in about, well, for you, a few seconds. Okay, so I'm back and I've got rid of that soft lock, and let's see what we can do now. I'm hoping this actually works, but I bet you I have a lot of repairs to do. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. Let's see if I can bring everything up to 94. Wheels are battered. .94, cool. I can bring that all up there, so I'll do 96. Oh, just a little bit over. Okay, 95 for everything. Okay, no, we can do that. 96. Really, what do I want fixed up? I'd really like to have, let's see, any of these. Just a few seconds over. Okay, I think that will do. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to start the stage, and let's see what happens. So, back over to future me in
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so future me, and immediately I had a smile on my face because that was how I wanted the car to drive. So you can see that I suddenly started having a lot more control over the car. I could actually turn it around the corners. It was actually working as I expected it to work. There was still a little bit of getting used to of the actual driving and the actual force feedback, so I wasn't still 100% confident with driving on it, but compared to what it was before, this was like absolutely brilliant. I was really happy that I could actually lock it in. So all I did was I went back to my Logitech profiler, put it down to about I think I put it to 525 or 550 degrees of rotation, which is what I like. I don't like anything less than that. And then I just came back in here, switched off the soft lock, and just continued as I was. So that's working so far. So far it was so good. And you can see that I was able to drive somewhat well. You see here, going around the corners and everything, I felt that I was a lot more, as each corner came along, I started feeling a lot more confident. A lot more confidence in the car, but a lot more confident about being able to put in quite a decent performance here, unlike obviously what had just happened before.
Left 3 long.
Of course, it wouldn't be one of our videos if there wasn't a crash at some point, so you can expect one of them somewhere.
Left 4, into right 4 long, keep mid over big jump gate, left 6. And right 6 over press, jump maybe.
But you can see overall, I was really happy about how this was going. There goes one. Oh! That did cost me.
crest.
That really did cost me a good few seconds.
Into left 5 long, keep right over jump. To right 6, left 6, 200.
And so did that
Left
one.
5, into caution, right 4, over jump, logs outside.
I have noticed that there's one of these calls about logs is not accurate, but I cannot remember which one.
Left 6, into right
There is a very few things that are a little inaccurate about the co-driver.
40, turn square left.
So you see, we've got a turn square left now. Let's see if I can get this turn square left right. I think I did.
Right 5, continues 130.
Not brilliantly, but still, I managed to get it. I managed to get it going far better than I have in previous episodes, and I managed to get it going. If that was on the steering settings with the soft lock enabled, that corner would not have happened. In fact, all of these corners I would have been long off. I would have been long off on this.
Into keep left, past junction, crest. Right 6, half long.
Because at this point I was starting to feel quite confident about what I could do, and I was feeling confident about being able to at least move myself back up, perhaps into third place. And that was quite a good feeling. And coming up to the end here. Oh, is this the one? Yep. So here we go. No more instructions, which is annoying. And then it just says to finish. So back to old me. It still doesn't give those final instructions, but that's what I'm talking about. That I felt good. There you go, 4th place. I felt really good about that one. Apart from the couple of little mistakes I made, but that was just so much better. This new force feedback hasn't made me any faster, but that felt so much better. So now I'm in 6th place. So I've got 3 events to really claw myself back up to secure my 3rd place in this championship. So let's keep going. Let's keep plowing through this. That's night. Okay. What I said about plowing through this and all that kind of stuff, let's forget it. That's not going to happen. Night racing, it's going to be quite insane.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Go.
And yeah, it was going to be quite insane. I was kind of looking forward to having this all in daytime so that I wouldn't have to race at night, because it does make it far more difficult at night. But I thought, well, you know, let me just give it a go. I'm not going to be talking, I can focus on it. As long as I don't make a bad mistake that causes, you know, my lights to go out or anything, I should be fine. Or a bad mistake that causes my tyre to be punctured. Of course, I did that. And when I did that, now you can see here, there's no option to reset, and this was really annoying. Because I was stuck, and then it just flickered up there, but there you go. I am now stuck. No option to reset. I'm going to see if maybe I can get it out in reverse. First gear, reverse gear, put it in reverse, try it. I couldn't move, and then it came up. And then I'm assuming it penalized me another 12 seconds. That's what I'm guessing here. Of course, I was glad at that point my lights hadn't gone out, because I did hit that pretty hard. So I'm glad that I didn't smash my lights, because I need the lights to be able to see where I'm going.
Into right 6, immediate turn hairpin left.
But in terms of driving, I was starting to enjoy this a lot more, and it's a really good force feedback file. I don't think I can recommend it highly enough, especially for the G27. I'm not too sure what it'd be like for the others, but for a G27 wheel, it's really nice. It does give you a lot of feel. It gives you a lot more subtle feel than the new force feedback does in itself. Of course, there's always things that can be worked upon. I heard that the Sierra was not running too well, and okay, so I had a bit of a crash there, and I thought, let me try and get out. Couldn't get out, so I had to recover again. And it's about now that I've just realised my lights are gone. And I've got a crack in the windscreen, and I've got no lights, and I really cannot see where I'm going. So from here on in, I I had reverted to driving on
Into right 6 half long.
almost pure instinct. I could not see. I mean, I could see in these little bits here, but as we plunge back into the forest, it's almost impossible to see where you're going, especially with that crack across the windscreen, which was sort of covering where I need to be able to look to try and get through the corners. So now I was driving, listening to the co-driver quite carefully, as best as I could, and trying to do my best of driving on instinct. And this is where that force feedback really did start coming in handy. It let me know when I was on the edge of the track, it let me know when I was starting to go off, when I was sliding, so I was really happy with that. Which is why I could react and try and prevent myself from actually crashing into the trees. But I still made a couple of mistakes. Like, I think the right 4 here I completely got wrong. Or was it? There's one of these left or rights. I'm sure it was a 4. I got wrong. You can see I'm not going nowhere near as fast as I should be going. It was this one, left 4 keeping. I just did not. I knew it was there, but I couldn't see it. I must say though, it was a nice challenge. It's suddenly everything, your senses have to be hyper alert when you're doing something like this. But I knew that I was getting closer to the finish, and I knew it wasn't too far to the finish because I recognized the track.
Left 4 long, keep in 100. Left 4 long, into right 1, long 60.
So you can see here, I'm still not going at any clever rate of speed, but I thought, you know, it's worth giving it a go. I think here's the finish coming up. So once again, back over to old me, who's realized no lights. I did that one without lights. That was mental. And that wasn't fair. I don't like the penalty system in this. I hate the penalty system. Penalty system, you suck. You really suck. So we've got 2 more to go now. Now I'm hoping these 2 are in the afternoon. Well, this one is afternoon overcast. I really need to do well on these 2 just to push myself up. That was really poor, but that was really annoying. I'm sure future me will be talking about the systems. And the penalty system and how annoyed I was about that. Right, let's see. Everything to 93 minimum. Let's try it. Oops. 93. We're all good for 93. Anything for 94? Not that. Not that. Not that. Okay, what don't I really... I don't need the engine. Oh, just 2 seconds. I think that'll have to do. That will have to do. So, here we go again.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, I did say I don't need the engine. What I meant there was not that I don't need the engine, but I don't need the extra power. Of course, when I looked at this track, I thought, well, hold on, I probably could do with the extra power now. I thought, oh, this could be a chance for me to really put my foot down, and so I did. And these next 2 stages, I have to say, I was quite proud of how I did these stages, apart from a couple of crashes here and there. But I think for the most part, I was really happy about how I did the stages, especially the last one, which I think you guys will all enjoy, because I really did enjoy these 2. This was me pretty much almost in full focus mode. So you can see I'm in 5th gear. I'm actually, at this point, I'm actually flat out now. So there are points where I'm flat out, and it's just here I just made a slight mistake, and it cost me a little bit. There. That one there. That one cost me. If it wasn't for that, I think I would have been on a really fast time. Apart from that, I thought I was really now focusing and pushing hard. And it's at this point where you actually start pushing hard and start doing things like this that you start to realize just how good Dirt Rally is and just how good a simulator it is. Because when you're driving it slow, it does feel like a bit like an arcade game. But when you're driving it, when you're trying to go flat out, like what I'm doing now, and really trying to push, it suddenly starts becoming a whole new ball game. Well, it's not really a ball game, but you know what I mean. I still made a few mistakes, I'll admit. I think at some point coming up a couple of hills, I just did not have the right angle into them, and therefore I just couldn't go flat through them all. And I really should have had second gear there, but I left it in third, and that was probably not a good idea. That probably cost me a little bit. That cost me. But as you can see, because I didn't have that soft lock on and I'd locked my steering wheel, I could counter that quite well. And I could have taken that one better as well. But I think it was here now that I started. Yeah, it was here. That I got that wrong, and then from there I just had everything else sort of wrong. And then I sort of put my foot down afterwards, back here, and I thought, yeah, I can do this now. And we're almost at the end of this one anyway, so I could have taken that corner faster, but I was sort of now getting onto that part where I'm like, okay, you know what, I can do this. You can see I'm in fifth gear, really pushing hard now. But again, I'm just not getting the angles right on some of them. But we're literally up to the finish. So I will let you guys enjoy the last few seconds and then pass it back over to old me.
It's a right 5.5 long 80 through depth gate. Right 6 100 over big crest jump maybe. End and left 100. Right 5. It's a right 5 long, don't cut, logs inside. 100 over crest, keep left to finish.
Now that felt good. That kind of felt good. Fourth place. Still, that felt good. Slight mistake somewhere, but I think now I should be able to get into fourth place. Yeah, I'll aim for the fourth place, but I was quite happy with that. And I don't think I mentioned that we have the Alitalia livery. So I managed to actually get that working. It doesn't show in the thumbnail, but it will show if you select the green car. So if you select the green Stratos, it will be there. And links to both of them will be in the description box below, the force feedback file and the Stratos livery.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1,
go.
Well, like I said, I did forget to mention that, but I mentioned it earlier on in the overlay, I suppose we'd call it. Now this, I was really happy about. I thought I drove this really well, so instead of talking over this, I'm going to let you guys enjoy this drive, because I think you guys will like it.
Into left 4 times 380. Left 5 long over crest, right 1, into right 3, caution left 5, into turn square left, don't cut, and right 6, left 6, crest past junction, left 6, into left 4 crest and turn right 3. Into left 3.
That square left. I was so happy about that square left when it worked.
Into left 5. Into right 2. Into left 5. Right 6. Into caution left 5. Own crest. 80 past junction. Turn square right.
Could I repeat it for the square right?
3 half long past junction. Into
Yes,
right
I could.
long, And caution, left 4 long, over crest, into turn hairpin right.
Now the hairpin. Could I do the
Into
hairpin
left
correctly?
4, continue to 100, low cut.
I felt I did that quite well.
100 through dip, keep left over crest. Left 6, 40, left 3. Right 6, left 6 past junction. 40, keep left over jump. 130, caution, keep right over jump, past junction, braking. Left 6, into open hairpin right. Left 6, over crest, 80. Left 4, tight, don't cut. Into right 6, half long, 80. Caution, right 5 long, into turn hairpin left. 80. Keep left over crest, keep mid over crest, 80. Right 5 long, past junction, 100, past lay-by. Right
And at that point, I'd actually hit something on my outside right tire, on the right tire at the back, the rear right tire. I hit something, and it just destabilized me, and then I was just fishtailing. So I had to sort that out. Oh, those water effects, got to love them.
Into left 1 long, opens to 2 long.
And this was easily the worst corner that I took.
60.
But this,
caution,
I
right
sort of
4
made
over
up for
big
it
jump.
in a way.
And right 6 over big jump, 40, down. Right 3 water splash. Right 2 through gate, opens past junction. 60 past junction. Left 5, opens crest, into right 6 long, 60 to finish.
That felt good. Probably not fast, probably like 4th again, but that felt quite good. 2nd! Okay, I think I did enjoy that. That was a lot of fun, and this new force feedback file, once you've got everything sorted as you want, I don't recommend the soft lock. I recommend switching the soft lock off, but once you've got it as you want, it's really, really nice. So where does that put me overall? That put me 4th overall, so does that mean I get 3rd in the final championship? Finish 4th there. 36,000. Yep, continue. Yes, it does. Okay, so 3rd, 4th, I was okay. That wasn't too bad. There was no way I was going to get the top one, so I will now save that and exit to menus. You have been promoted to the professional championship. Whew. Okay, well, this has been an interesting video, a video of experiments. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to our channel for more videos on Dirt Rally, and leave a comment in our comments box below letting me know if you want me to continue driving without the HUD, or if you'd like me to bring the HUD back up so you can actually see the time and the splits and all of that, which, again, I don't mind doing. And also, I'll leave a link, like I said, to both the Alitalia livery that I used in this video, and I'll leave a link to the Nerve force feedback file that I was using in this video, which is really, really good. And my settings will be in the description box below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.